It was a shame to hear about Danny Amendola's collarbone injury. Best of luck to him, of course, but don't forget about us in the media. Now that he's gone, we gotta find a new next Wes Welker. I mean, Amendola was short, he had the impression that he had all the intangibles, just put his head down and played. And yes, that other thing they had in common. They both went to Texas Tech. So until he comes back, we've got a void to fill. Who will be the interim next Wes Welker? Kevin Walter? The Patriots, they definitely, I think if we could come up with a Madden category for scrap, I think their skill players would probably be higher on scrappy than any other team, wouldn't you have to say? Jordy Nelson, except he's tall, a strider, a deep threat. He reminds us a lot more of Lance Allworth. Dude, Jordy Nelson is so good. He is so good. And let me tell you something too. There's no mixing up. We had some confusion going through the list and figuring out if some of these dudes just by name were white or not. Tell you this, there was no confusion when it came to Jordy Nelson. Once you get to be Jordy, at the very least, I say you may not be white, but some white people adopted you. Your name is Jordy. Brian Hartline. Like Wes Welker, his career starting in Miami. But unlike Welker, he won't be saved by a trade to New England. Danny Amendola is going in the tunnel, throwing his helmet, all mad. It wasn't just because he was hurt. He feels that heat coming for the throne. He feels Brian Hartline right behind it. Did you know that Brian Hartline declared for the draft early? When's the last time you heard about a white wide receiver saying, I ain't got nothing left to do here in college. I'm taking my game to the next level. Now, he had a degree, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, that's not the profile. Let me tell you this about being the scrappy white receiver as people think of it. That dude does not leave college early. That dude stays in college to learn some more cagey tricks. Jordan Shipley, like Welker, he returns punts. And like Welker, people still don't realize he's fast. Deceptive speed.
Hey, Jordan Shipley got cut again by the Bucks.
Well, who they replace him with?
It was Preston Parker.
Preston Parker?
Yeah.
Well, put him on the list. Oh, never mind. I don't want anybody whose speed is deceiving. I'm out here looking for blatant speed, overt speed, in-your-face speed, unavoidable speed. What is this tricky speed you out here talking about? That's not how speed works. Eric Decker. Hard to think of him as Wes Welker, considering all his time with Peyton Manning and the Colts. Ah, wait, that was Brandon Stoker. He reminds us a lot of Wes Welker too. You notice how quick after Peyton Manning got to Denver, the first thought everybody had was about what a relationship and how quickly it was going to develop with Eric Decker. I think Peyton Manning was there for 5 minutes before he looked around and was like, yo, I'm trying to get up with that dude. What's your name? Demarius Dane Sanzenbacher. Just listen to that name. Can't you hear the intangibles? Doesn't he just sound like the next Wes Welker to you? When I was in high school, I went to this nerd camp. It was an SAT camp, and it was going on at this junior college at the same time as this basketball camp. And they had one line, and you go to the line, and they'd be like, scholars, yes, scholars, yes. And me and my brother come up, basketball camp. We're like, nah, we're going to the scholars camp, you know? And nobody would ever believe it. I bet that's what it's like when they start going through people and they looking at the list of wide receivers and you get to Sanzenbacher. Like, hey, aren't you supposed to be over there at the tight end camp? But the winner, Julian Edelman. Or maybe it's his backup. Yeah, Brian Hartline, yeah, everybody else is like, oh, look at cuddly Chris Hogan trying to get a spot. Brian Hartline's like, yo, there ain't so many of us. I got one. This ain't New England, all right? Not everybody's out here getting a bunch of y'all. New England is like what Jacksonville used to be for black quarterbacks. So they had them up and down the depth chart just so everybody felt safe. Bill Belichick's like the guy that realizes we can hire black coaches for cheap because ain't nobody gonna hire them. That's what he's doing with white dudes. Like, why they got a bunch of white receivers? Because the biases of the other man allow us to get these guys at low discount retail prices, baby. One day you're gonna look up and Bill Belichick's gonna have an all-black coaching staff and an all-white wide receiving core. Why? Because your irrationality means more savings for me.